Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and I just got back from the new film, The Apparition. A bunch of college students who summon a demon, and in the trailer, it tells us that if you believe in the demon, the more you believe in it, the more it's real, and that it'll, like, kill you and stuff. And that was a movie, I was like, hey, that sounds cool. I'd see that movie. That sounds, have horror deal with belief. That's not really this movie. The belief thing that's in the trailer, I couldn't find it in the movie. Like, there was never a part in the movie where he says that. I don't know if I missed it, if it was cut out, or if they just put it in later in the trailer for whatever reason. Then these college kids, they summon a demon, and then it goes, The Apparition. And then you're like, oh, okay, is that gonna come back? And then it's like, Ashley Greene and Sebastian Stan are this couple living in this community, and it's this new community, new residential suburban community, and they live there because her parents bought the house and they're looking after it, and they live around there, and there's only them and one other neighbor who lives in this community. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, so for the first act, I kept thinking, what is going on? Why am I with these two people? This is really poorly constructed, like laughably poorly constructed. The middle of the second act, the movie decides to tell us that Sebastian Stan helped film the crazy thing with the college kids, and that the ghost thing isn't haunting the house because they think the house is haunted even though it's a new house. So apparently he's haunted, and by default Ashley Greene is. One of my biggest complaints with horror is that what really scares you in any horror movie is not knowing. I always hate when I see a horror movie and they overly explain things. By the third act, I know way too much. And this movie is like the opposite, where it's like, I don't know things and I'm just fucking annoyed. Because if they had explained like more of their apparition stuff that they were doing in college and how that related to this and why he's being haunted and that he kind of knew it was about him, he's just like, we don't know that. So as an audience, for a lot of it, I'm like, why are we in Costco? Like, what's going on? It's not scary. There's not even, you know what? You know a horror movie's bad when you can't even pull off a cheap scare. You gotta pull off a cheap scare at the beginning. The script is terrible. I'm not sure if there was a longer film that they cut down. I think that's giving too much credit to the director. If he made a longer cut that explains more of what's the backstory and everything and really made me scared, but I don't want to see that at all because this movie was awful. And Ashley Greene and Sebastian Stan have no chemistry together. Tom Felton's like the best thing in this movie, but Sebastian Stan's like, I don't really know what he's doing. All the characters don't really make a lot of sense. It's very written movie, but written in like that bad screenplay way that's very confining. I've never seen someone screw up the under-explained horror theory as bad as Todd Lincoln did in Apparition. It kind of made me go, I'm eating my fucking words, because the thing I always hate is when they over-explain things, and this movie is the exact opposite, and it is horrible. This is like the worst horror movie I've seen this year. I know Warner Brothers is just dumping this thing. They don't even like kind of the subsidiary that made it. They're not even opening it into 1,000 theaters. Frankly, I think Warner Brothers is doing a good job because it's a bad movie. I don't know why they released it at all. I mean, they could have just thrown this in a vault somewhere and I would have been fine with that. And it didn't make a lot of sense. Like, nothing connected. It had this empty suburban neighborhood. It was completely empty. There were 2 houses with people living in it. That is spooky as shit at night. Like, that would be scary. If someone told me that, I was like, oh man, let's drive through it. It will spook the hell out of me. They didn't even use that. It was like, that is perfect for a horror movie. They could run around, the demons chasing them, nobody hears them. It has opportunities to be a good horror movie, and it doesn't use them. It's just stuff is lying there, and they refuse to use it. This is just like Hollywood leftover scrap trash. So if you have seen The Apparition and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to.